Alright, I figured I'm first time in my truck, so we'll perform the air brake check. First, I perform the safe start. Next, I'm gonna perform the low air warning. It should go off between 55 and 75. It should show me a low air warning sign and hopefully a buzzer. And that's between 55 and 75. And there it is. It's a good test. I am at 70 on primary and 70 on my secondary. Next, I will perform the air compressor cutout test. The air compressor should cut out before exceeding 130 psi on both my primary and secondary. Hopefully during my inspection, my camera will not die on me. I also want to perform all these checks to make sure I don't die. My hair is all funky because I'm a trucker. Woo! Come on, car, pump me up. It's like watching a video, holding my thumbs, making sure, keeping my fingers crossed. Is it gonna cut out this time? I've only watched that video for God knows how many times. It's on YouTube if you guys want to watch it. And this was a good test. Both my primary and secondary cut out before exceeding 130 psi. My primary is at 125, my secondary is at 125. Next, I will perform my air compressor cut-in check. My air compressor has to cut in before falling below 85 psi on both my primary and secondary gauge. Primary was at 105, my secondary was at 107. This was a good test. They both cut in before going below 85 psi. Next, I will perform my applied brake leakage test. I will set both my brakes. I will put it in low gear. I will go in and shut the vehicle off. I will then put into safe start. And let's see, my primary, we're going to apply a brake. My primary is at 100, my secondary is at 105. We got 1 minute, people. 1 minute of holding the brake. What are we going to do for a whole minute? Let's talk to each other. How are ya? I am marvelous. I'm gonna miss driving with my brother, but I love this truck. It is what I learned in. People don't like Freightliner. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It drives a little different. Rollable, smooth. Very comfy. But so is the Freightliner. I gotta do a little deep cleaning in here. Some dirty mother trucker was living in here for a while. God, this is going to be a long minute. We're at about 35 seconds. 35. But yeah, I'm going to get my mattress tomorrow. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. Gotta get a TV because my Xbox One's gotta come in. Of course, can't leave home without that. Yeah. I don't know, but that's about it. So this is our 1 minute inspection. We are at 97 and 104 on secondary, 97 on primary. This was a good test. We did not lose more forward than PSI in 1 minute. May I release the brake? Yes, you may. Woo! Okay. So next, able to go on to the spring brake test. So now, since we are in gear, we are going to do our spring brake test since we just did. There we go. We'll wait for the brakes to settle. Okay, brakes are settling. Alright, let's go ahead and apply the brake. The purpose of this test is that my spring brakes engage before or between 20 and 45 psi. 20 and 45 psi on my primary and my secondary gauge. Do this by fanning your brakes. Come on, tractor. Almost there. You can do it. Pop. Oh, my spring brake is failing on my tractor. Really? Come on. Alright, well this was a bad test. My tractor did not engage before falling 20 to 45 psi. Perform a safe start. Imagine watching this in the class over and over and over. God knows how much. So we know that that was a failed test. So we know my spring brakes will not engage in my tractor if I lose my PSI. Yeah. Hopefully we can get that looked at. But the trailer's good. Now we're gonna raise our PSI in our primary and our secondary to at least normal working conditions, which should be anywhere above 90 PSI. There. So let's see, I'm missing a CB here. I would love one. So I can say, hey, what's up, people? Hang you up. I definitely need a Bluetooth. I can say, because these things will not work. Yeah, they get in the way. Let's see what else we got here that I like. Oh, I got a little vacuum blower. I can clean my stuff out. Let's see. Oh, everything else is cool. speaker in the back's not working yet. Gonna get that fixed. My right mirror is not adjusting. Gotta get that fixed. Otherwise, nothing is broken, loose, or missing. Alright, we are at normal, proper working condition. We have the proper pressure. So first, we're going to perform the trailer tug test, which I usually do as soon as I hook up my trailer, just for safety reason. I'm going to do so by pushing in my tractor brakes, putting it in low gear, and releasing the clutch slowly, feeling for a tug. And there's a tug. This was a good test. Alright, next I will perform my tractor test, tractor spring brake test. We will do so also by being in low gear, releasing the clutch slowly, feeling for a little tug. This was a good test. Next, we will perform the awesome V1 and the last service brake check. We will do so by putting ourselves in low gear, taking both hands, open palm on each side of the steering wheel, releasing the clutch, moving for about 15 feet, and applying a service brake, and of course the clutch, and coming to a full complete stop and feeling for a tug to the left or to the right. And we had no tug. This was a good test. There is no tugging to the left or to the right, which would indicate a flat tire or a low pressure tire. Yep, this completes our test. We were all good except for our spring brake tractor brake test. That is the only one that did not pass. Everything else passed. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And MGD, your great driver, is out.